Hey guys, Aardvark here, and this is going to be episode number 6 of how to build a Forgeworld Black Templar Gunship, Thunderhawk Gunship. And what we are going to cover in this video, as you can see, I've got a lot of the model put together. It's gone together pretty well. I'm pretty excited. What you're going to see in this episode is actually the finishing of the flight stand, the inside, the mechanism that's going to hold it all together, closing up the body, and then adding in the rest of the detail to complete the model. And we should be able to finish this. I had originally intended to only do 5 episodes, but I can promise you that this was much more of a project than I thought it was going to be. It has been a challenge, but yet fun all the way. Appreciate you guys for sticking with me this long. I know my viewership's down a little bit, but hey, only you hardcore dudes are left, and I sure appreciate it. So without further ado, here's episode 6 of Building the Forgeworld Black Templar Thunderhawk Gunship. Alright guys, here we go. The upper deck is all assembled. The flight stand's good to go. Watch this. Woo. Nothing but some solid support right there, boys. So here it goes. This is the day that we're going to go ahead and enclose the interior. And I've been looking forward to this portion of the model build for a while. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge to do by myself, but I'm a little late. My son right now is off at guitar lessons, so we're going to start out with some glue, and I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to put it in just like I'm showing you right now. I'm going to slide and make sure it's on the rail, and then we're just going to rotate it in, and then bang, just like that. And then, as you've seen, this may glue it right down to the base. So let's go ahead and throw some glue on there. Alright, I gotta tell you, the thing that I keep harping on is to test fit your models. Test fit them, test fit them, test fit them. Test fit and make sure that this stuff is gonna fit the way that you intended it to. So that when it does go on, you know that it's not gonna be all jacked up. But, make sure I got a good shot line. Alright guys, here we go. Bring it in here. Make sure it's all down. You know what? Alright. Here it comes. Alright, it's down. Get it down a little more over here. There. It just popped into place. Looks good on this side. Looks good on this side. So I'll just hold it here for a second. Get the glue a chance to cure up. peg to reattach my landing gear. You know, it's a pretty good thing I had the landing gear like that, but man, is it getting old. That stuff falling off. Alright guys, I've warmed this up a little bit. Here we go. It's on. It's in the rails. Let's give it a little tension. Looks pretty good. Guys, here it is. We got the Thunderhawk together. The bodies are together. There's going to be a little bit of work I still have to do. I have to come back here and clean up some super glue overlays. I have to fill in the gaps just a little bit. But this thing went on pretty well. I'm pretty happy. There was one place where it didn't match up very well right there. But I got it to do because I had to hit it with the blow dryer at the last minute. Stretch that over the rail and boom, it went in. It looks like the body is just a little warped, a little out of shape. Through here, pretty good seam. I'm going to touch that up with some super glue. And then I got to figure out if I'm going to magnetize the canopy or just put it on. So that's that. But this thing here is ready to glue on. Wham. I've got the engine pegged with some brass wire so that I can put it on there after I paint it and glue it right in, and then that thing will snug down real solid. We're going to do the same thing to both wings and all these, but for now what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to get this part on. I'm going to get this on up here. As you can see, I've magnetized it. So what I used were some flat magnets. They're just flat, they fit right in there. If you can see, there's a little gap, perfect for what I needed. And then that way we can switch our weapons. We need to get this on here. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and put a lot of this together, and we'll check back in for little quick snippets. But I want to get the video progressed to where we're getting ready to paint. So here we go. Hey guys, Aardvark here. Now look, we've got the majority of the fuselage together. And in putting it together, working with resin, sometimes they don't match up exactly the way they're supposed to. So you have a choice. You could fill it with super glue to fill your gaps. That's one thing. You can get green stuff, which you could roll out and push into the seams. But the stuff I like to use is this Squadron Green Putty. It is just like green stuff, except where green stuff is the two-part compound. You roll it together and it becomes kind of pliable. This stuff is an actual putty that comes from this tube, and it's green. And they also have white putty, as a matter of fact, but it's not as good. What I do is I take a hypodermic needle, or just a hypodermic part, not the needle, and then I will load some up in here, and then I'll actually squirt it into the gaps. And the reason why I do that is this right here is not an applicator by any stretch of the imagination. You can use things like tongue depressors or wooden. I have these little wooden hobby sticks to spread it. But the more you get it on the model, the more you're going to have to sand it off the model. Because you only want it in the cracks. There's two ways to do that. You can take tape and you can tape on top of and on bottom of the area you want to fill in. Or you can use the little quick method by getting one of these and then filling the seam in. And then it just leaves a little mess. Once you get the green stuff on there, take some rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip, and then you dunk the Q-tip in there, and then you run it down, and actually Q-tip acts like a solvent for the green stuff, and it takes it all off the exterior of the model, and then you're left with the crack that you wanted filled is the only place the green stuff is. You let it dry, probably overnight, and then you sand it down, and then there you have it. So hold that up there so you can see it. We've got some green stuff right here. Now, on this model, since it's resin, sometimes parts don't match up that well. And I've got some cleanup to do on this, but here's the underside where it didn't match up, but I was able to go in and fill in that seam. Now once it's painted, you won't be able to tell realistically that it didn't match up that well. And that's about it. Better than trying to fill it with super glue, I can guarantee you. We still have a little bit more to do right here, but once I get that done, I've got everything ready to go. I got to do a little bit more sanding on the nacelles. I've got the front canards. I got them all put together. I've got all the flaps on. I've got the weapons magnetized. So the next portion of the video, this thing should be complete. Alright guys, the very last construction thing that we're got to do is we've got to add in the heavy bolter sponsons that are going to go here on this side and on the other side. The plan is to, we're going to drill 2 holes, one there and one there, and then we're going to use our wire. We'll drill 2 other holes here and here, and what we're going to do is we're going to do some little small pins. And that way we can keep these parts attached to the model. We may score them also, like we scored some of the other parts. And how we're going to accomplish this is we're going to go ahead and glue the top piece in first. I've already assembled the heavy bolters. These are very much just like are on your Land Raiders. That's how they go together. So this one's being a little persnickety. So once we get that done, we'll push this through the top, glue the top piece on, and then come in with the bottom piece, and then it'll hang right there. So once the cover is on, they won't droop down so far, but you can see that these little fellas are just bent out of shape, so we just need to touch them up with the blow dryer really quick and bend them back into shape, so that they'll do. So here we go. Now what's going to be important with our pin drill going through this resin, if we go too far, we're into the cabin. And we don't want big rods sticking through the cabin. So we're not going to try and go too deep. Just a couple turns, just something so that the part will have something to grip onto. Another challenge that we're going to have is lining these up. So I've tried to mark it off. It didn't work quite as well, but you know, we'll take it one step at a time here. So here we go. Alright guys, here you go. We got the Thunderhawk together. I finally got the heavy bolter sponsons on. A little bit more difficult than what I thought, but it worked out pretty well. I've got everything together. The flight stand works. The weapons are magnetized, and it was a lot of fun to build. You can still see a lot of green stuff on here. It's already, I've got all the major gaps filled. All it needs is a little touch-up sanding. So when I get ready to paint, the surface preparation will be part of the painting process. I had a lot of fun building this. I'm really glad that my friend Bruce let me do it. I'm glad he trusted me enough with the resin monster that this thing is. It was my first one, so I had a lot of fun. We were able to do things that I didn't realize, were going to be a big challenge. Like magnetizing weapons. These are magnetized here. I've got the canopy magnetized. So what I intend to do now is I'm going to get in my blog, and later on this week I'm going to publish a top 10 things I learned while building the Thunderhawk. And that'll give you some insight into the problems that I had, and maybe to help you not make the same mistakes. Favorite tools that I use, techniques, and everything to get this thing together. So I appreciate you guys that are still watching from video 1 all the way to video 6. I thought this was only going to take 5 videos, but I was wrong. I'm looking on my to-do board over there, and it's got video 1 through 5. Yeah, that was a pipe dream. But this thing is together. I think it's going to look really good when we get it painted. I think it's really sturdy, so if he wants to play with it or hold it on the shelf, one way or the other, I think it's going to hold up either way. And it was a lot of fun. So what I need you guys to do is, if you like the video series, I need you to click like. I need you to come join me on Facebook, because I'm always posting things on there. Like sometimes if we'll catch a little side game, we might throw some pictures up. If I run across an army that I like, I'll throw pictures on Facebook. Pretty soon on the 19th Legion, we're going to be having some guest authors come on and do a lot of tactical articles, a lot of rules articles. I'm trying to gear the 19th Legion toward a good all-around, little bit of something for everybody. Not really concentrating on any one thing. Do builds like the Thunderhawk. In the future, we're going to paint the Thunderhawk. That's going to be a whole different series. But for now, for the next couple of weeks, this will hold you over. Again, I appreciate you guys who have been here. If you're just joining, go back and look at all the other videos and see how this puppy came together. So, until next time, we're signing off from the 19th Legion.